Looking at the export numbers for Swiss watches over the past several years, you'll see a trend as obvious as a Rainbow Daytona. Watchmakers are creating more expensive watches. Watches have long been cherished for their functional utility, aesthetic appeal, and status symbol. Over the years, the watch industry has witnessed significant design, technology, and, perhaps most notably, pricing changes. Watch enthusiasts and collectors worldwide wonder, where are watch prices actually going? Join us as we explore the various factors influencing watch prices and attempt to shed light on the future of this intriguing market. The Swiss Federal Customs Administration made an exciting announcement in 2022. Compared to the previous year, they found that the export of Swiss timepieces with a value of more than 3,000 Swiss francs had increased by an astonishing 16%. And that's not even the end of it, guys. Since 2019, the average export price of Swiss watches has risen, increasing from 993 Swiss francs to over 1,500 Swiss francs. This increase is more than half of the previous increase. That's a lot of money, right? Let's move on to the topic of luxury now. The luxury watch industry is having a blast right now. Consider the high-priced releases made by A. Lange & Söhne and F.P. Journe, some of which even reached 7 figures in price. You did indeed hear that correctly. Patek and Rolex, two of the most prestigious watchmakers in the world, are also involved. Rolex added precious metals and two-tone alternatives to its sportier watches, while Patek Philippe introduced a mind-blowing white gold Nautilus that retails for $70,000. And did you manage to get one of those dazzling Rolex watches encrusted with gems from Watches and Wonders? Here's the kicker. Even while these brands are producing timepieces that are nicer and more expensive than ever before, they are simultaneously producing an overall lower quality of watches. The Federation of the Watch Industry, FH, announced that Swiss watch exports reached 15.8 million units in 2022, just a tad higher than the all-time low of 13.8 million units in 2020. This is a significant decline compared to their peak year, 2015, when they shipped a staggering 28 million watches. It's almost as if they're trying to achieve an air of exclusivity, which leaves the rest of us consumers with nothing but pipe dreams of buying a Rolex stainless Daytona. Let's do some calculating, shall we? Since 2015, watches with a price tag of less than 3,000 francs have experienced a decline of 17%, while the prices of their more luxurious counterparts have skyrocketed by 34%. In the same breath, the value of exports of watches made of precious metals increased by 14%, while exports of watches made of steel decreased by 8%, although two-tone watches still managed to increase by 6% in 2022. Now, please put the phone on hold. This is a turn in the story that involves the moon swatch phenomenon. The Swatch Group successfully accomplished a moonshot by selling 1 million pieces of its bioceramic look-alike of the Moonwatch. Because of this, in 2022, they could take first place in the export volume category by shipping about 5 million units, most of which were from brands like Omega, Longines, and Tissot. However, this is the part that really hurts. The export values of watches with a value of less than 500 Swiss francs have taken a significant hit since 2015, falling by more than half. Many people point the finger at the Apple Watch, while others contend that it has actually helped traditional wristwatches regain some of their former popularity. Let's talk about their good life now. Especially in this day and age of pandemics, high-end businesses such as Piaget are riding the wave of the rich and famous who want to flaunt their money by purchasing expensive timepieces. These brands are living the dream and are riding the wave of success. Even Jean-Claude Biver, a prominent figure in the watch industry, initially viewed the Apple Watch as an adversary. However, he then reversed his opinion and stated that Swiss watchmakers should give Apple a thank you fee for helping bring wristwatches back into the public consciousness. And what about the independent watchmakers? Oh my goodness, they're doing well as well. Consider the case of Recep Rexhepi, for example. The price of his chronometer Contemporain 2 was recently reduced to less than $135,000, and it is moving quickly off the shelves. Given that the first chronometre contemporain sold at auction for close to a cool $1 million, some could argue that it is priced too low. Imagine a watchmaker who is 36 years old asking 7 figures for a 3-hander. It sounds absurd, doesn't it? However, this pertains to all aspects of luxury, not just watches in particular. These days, there are as many millionaires and billionaires as there are rabbits, and they want everything: flashy automobiles, trendy clothes and handbags, and of course, expensive watches. Here's a twist in the tale. Even if luxury businesses are doubling down on their commitment to exclusivity and raising their prices, there is still room in the market for the upstart competitors. The sub-$3,000 price bracket is becoming increasingly competitive thanks to the proliferation of quality timepieces sold by independent and boutique watchmakers. However, do not be deceived. There is more to it than meets the eye. Problems in the supply chain and an unrelenting focus on quarterly profits are contributing to increased watch costs. Because of vertical integration, inflation, and supply shortages, the industry is getting increasingly vertically integrated, all of which ultimately impact our wallets. To sum it up, the Switch watch world is constantly changing. There is a silver lining to the cloud of luxury and high costs, which is the name of the game. It provides possibilities for smaller, independent firms to emerge in the cheap luxury area. There may always be new obstacles to overcome, but consumer preference for mechanical watches as premium commodities is here to stay. The art of luxury has always been a dance between exclusivity and accessibility. It's a given that we'll always covet the impossible. A Daytona or any other watch's allure is diminished when production exceeds demand. It's easy to feel as though the scales have tipped in favor of exclusivity over accessibility, especially in light of the recent surge in demand for timepieces. Due to companies' inability to meet this demand and ongoing supply chain challenges, the only option left is to increase watch prices in an attempt to achieve price parity. This can alienate some customers, especially those who are simply looking for a reasonably priced watch. Reports of the death of the Swiss watch industry, however, are likely overstated, much like the alleged Mark Twain quotation. Is time running out on the Swiss watch industry? Was a question the Wall Street Journal posed in 2018. Almost exactly the same question was posed by Business of Fashion not too long ago. Is the clock ticking for the Swiss watch industry? The Swiss watch industry's resiliency is on display, and so is the fact that no major journal is above making a pun about timepieces. Similar headlines appeared in the 1920s when the Great Depression threatened to wipe out the industry, and again in the 1970s when battery-operated wristwatches peaked. The point is, the demand for exclusive mechanical watches at premium costs will likely continue for the foreseeable future. This can only pave the way for fresh ideas and voices to enter the market at the cheaper prices that are being abandoned. That's great news, by the way. Watch prices may follow unpredictable trajectories as the market evolves and consumer preference